Greg Cosell from NFL Films on the Ross Tucker podcast, talking about the Browns offense last year, some of the struggles, and what to expect this year.
I think that when all's said and done, the way Deshaun Watson plays, even if he's playing well, he did not play well in Cleveland, but even if he's playing well, that his style of play, the manner in which he plays well, is not really the way Kevin Stefanski sees the game offensively. I think you'd probably agree with that. I think what Stefanski would ultimately like to do is have the quarterback, I'm talking about normal down and distance, where you're proactive and you can play the way you want to play. I'm not talking about 3rd and 9. I think what he'd ultimately like to do is have the quarterback under center more, have the run game be the primary foundation, and have the pass game be a play-action pass game. You know, almost think back to like the Houston Texans a number of years ago when they had Matt Schaub. You know, that kind of offense. And again, I don't know who's going to emerge as the starter, but I would think that Joe Flacco fits that best because he's done that through almost his entire career. And they drafted Quinshon Judkins in the 2nd round and Dylan Sampson in the 4th round, and my sense is they see those two guys as their backs. Judkins clearly has feature back traits, and Sampson is a complementary back. Those are his traits. So my sense is that's what they would love to get back to, and they can line up with 2 tight ends. They still have Njoku. They drafted Fannin in the 3rd round. I mean, I think that's in an ideal world what Stefanski would like to get back to.
Mary Kay, you've kind of seen what they're doing in the off-season program. We've talked about it. That sounds to me like Kevin Stefanski's offense before last year.
Yeah, they're going back to the old way of doing things, but I also think they're going to have to put some new twists and some new spins on the way that they do things. You can't be predictable. You don't want to be kind of reverting too far back into the 2010s. You just don't really want to do that. I think that you want to make sure that you are keeping up with the times a little bit. So we'll have to see how that goes. But yeah, you're right. And Greg Cosell is right. And we've been talking about this all offseason. They are going back to the Kevin Stefanski sort of older way of running the West Coast offense, which is the Mike Shanahan, Kyle Shanahan, Gary Kubiak way of doing things, where you do have the play action and the zone blocking schemes and the 2 tight ends and a lot of run game and a lot of getting the ball into the hands of the playmakers horizontally and letting them make their moves after the catch, but then also taking some explosive shots. And it is an offense that Joe Flacco is uniquely suited for and that he really absolutely 100% excels in. So yeah, I do think that he will be good at it, but I also think that if you have Kenny Pickett in there, then you can do some different things with movement of the quarterback and with some more keepers and those kinds of things. So that's something to consider. And then, they all just bring a little something different to the table. I think Shador is more of your pocket passer, but he doesn't have the gun that Joe Flacco brings. So you'd have to do some things a little bit differently with him. And then Dylan Gabriel, his superpower, as we've talked about, is his processing speed and his decision making. And I'm very anxious to see once we get into some of those preseason games how that manifests itself.